Hmm. Is this good? Eh. Okay. I think this is. I don't know. Am I talking too quiet? I'll get louder. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna do a Wordle whilst we wait. Oh hell, I forgot what that one starting word was. Well, that works just as well probably. Hmm. Polls. Okay, P O maybe hmm Pinos. uh let's see. Epos. Epos. Hmm. Hmm. Damn, I don't know. It's not a real word. Hmm. Hmm. Shope. No way is that a word. No way is that a word. Come on. Hmm. Spore. Right? Yeah. Hell yeah. I knew all those gameplay hours would come in handy. All right. Well, might as well get started on Ace Attorney. The Spore stream. Okay. All right. Final day trial ladder. This has got to be the last segment of the game, at least. Defendant lobby number 2. Okay, so we know Emma accidentally killed what's his face. By the way, I've also recently found out that Twitch cracked down on the what do you call it? The like requirements for someone to count as a viewer of your stream. So I don't know what it was counting before, but definitely like at least 10 to 15 less on average, it's seeming like, which is fine. I mean, at least it's more at least it's more honest, but still. And that way when people gift subs, it'll be people who are actually like actively participating, I suppose. You and your parasocial flock. I don't know what it was counting before. Like, did it count people just like interacting with the embed but not actually like clicking on the link? Because like I feel like that still sort of counts as watching, but whatever Twitch knows. Anyways, sorry Edgeworth, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Wow, guess I am. I'll come back later. Okay. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there's a break in today's trial. Evidence law? I'm sure you know the 2 rules of evidence law, don't you, right? Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Oh, I do not remember him saying that at all. That was like months ago. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him. Well, I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Securely slipped evidence law into pocket. What a weird way to phrase that. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. Well, let me read it. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. Okay. Good to know, I guess. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me? He's doing the troll face. He's hitting the millennial phase. You know what he's doing? He's hitting the hold on. hold on a second. This is important to me. You know what he's doing, don't you? he's hitting the me not giving a single heck. Jesus Christ, it's like 1-to-1. Why is he doing the face? Jesus Christ, okay. Despite all these allegations being thrown at me, Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Okay, man. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Well, you're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, yeah, it was Emma again. Yes, Your Honor. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. True crime podcasts in the Ace Attorney world must be insane. I mean, apparently people are just going to the courtroom in here and just, like, watching the shit unfold themselves, so they don't even need to. You think the judge hides Fenton in his big wizard beard? Well, no, because it would incapacitate every police officer and detective that stepped into the courtroom. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that Mr. Edgeworth may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking, and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. She aced my attorney till my Phoenix right. True. What? But there's never been a case example. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Damn, they really did, like, completely fuck over Edgeworth's career over some nonsense that he didn't even control, now that you think of it. If you really think about it. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Like, I feel like there should be some sort of leniency given that the fucking chief of police was conspiring to give him fake evidence against his knowledge. Yeah, I'm starting to get why he just left the fucking country after this game. I would too, brother. I would too. You do realize this is your last chance? If you call the wrong witness, this trial's as good as over. Defense calls... Time has finally come to bring out the real murderer. I choose Bruce Goodman. He killed himself. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does that have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. He hit the Morgan Freeman. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Why do we never get to see the bailiff? What if he's a charming young man? Bailiff, whack his pee-pee. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir.
Click my link, boy.
Why? Why'd you show me this? Frog squirrel. This man tit game is crazy. Now hold up. Oh shit, I didn't even notice that actually. Hold up. He's gonna have like a freak out animation where he just Let me Google something real quick. I'm not gonna Google that on my uncle's Wi-Fi, actually. Let's move on. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. This dude at my college was massive pectorals. They're like tits. Many people are saying this. Men's tits. So you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There's still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. He's hitting the... Hold on, it's... You know what he's hitting? He's hitting this. Anyway. -2. No! He has a missing texture shit. No! Not -2! Come on! He's hitting the white boy smile. He's hitting the... Hold on. He's hitting the Randy Slime Tony. He got the ick. His eyes look weird in this sprite, like they're not aligned with his face. Yeah, kinda. He does have the Counter-Strike source, missing Counter-Strike source textures pack. Sunglasses on. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal? Weapons? Like guns? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. He's gonna pull some bullshit. Lawyer final boss. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. A cop who knows the law ruins my suspension of disbelief. True. Oh shit, but he said something about Dark, whatever the fuck. Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. The police chief has the right to refuse to testify. You know what's going to come in... You know what's going to be relevant is how did the vase break? Emma's strong as fuck to do that to a grown man, to be honest. Low-key. Then I'd better hit him hard and fast. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. Yeah, no kidding. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. It's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. What do you mean by that? So the two of you ran immediately after him? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first, so Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went into his heart, though. Jeez, that's not funny, man. What the hell? Your Honor, this guy's clearly a nutcase. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Can you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body? It had already been moved. So that means... You found the body near Lana's desk? Well, that's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. Ooh! If you're gonna stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow, I've got to link Gant to the incident. Edgeworth's jealous. A little bit. This... Their handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. The print belongs to Emma. I think I'll keep this information. I wonder if that's like a strip of cloth from Marshall's, or whatever the hell his name is, little leather duster thing he was probably wearing. It's not Marshall, it's, whatever the hell that other guy's name is. Neil. Yeah, wait a minute. This was found in your desk, dickhead. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery, but I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's a list Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Ho. Excuse you. Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit it then? You were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Ooh. Uh-oh. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. Me when I'm going to the dominatrix. My boy. This is me when I wear my Catholic tie. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. They're paying him with 2 peanuts and a paperclip every month. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place on at the crime scene. My, kids these days no longer know how to put 2 and 2 together. The judge? Brother, he's older than you, I think. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Would it? I don't like when my webcam lags and I look over and I'm just sitting there like, yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Ooh. Indeed, I believe I will press charges so that you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Udgy. In return, though. I know, that place, right? Huh? What? Huh? Question mark? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Nuh-uh, Your Honor, nuh-uh. I'd appreciate it if you stopped making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? Dude, I so do have the guts to forge evidence. I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're gonna need it later. Your Honor, I'm a good guy. I'm wearing the blue suit, so that means I'm the good guy, usually. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when your fingerprints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove your investigation was illegal. Grrr. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Typical cop. Anyway, you can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. But what if I can, though? What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Mr. Wright. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Looked this guy up because I genuinely thought the glasses were some graphical error. Nope, they're just magenta. Also, someone made a chatbot of him. Okay. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. Your Honor, nuh-uh. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? Would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. Oh, you fucker. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The Chief is talking about a possibility. So long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Oh, jeez Louise. Come now, Mr. Wright. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. You should be a mall Santa, not in court. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Has Austin played the Ace Attorney games with the racist vampire yet? No, I got like one case into Apollo. I got as far into Apollo Justice as when Emma shows up in, you know, adult time skip version. But I didn't know who the fuck she was, and people are like, did you not play the DLC case of the game 1? And I was like, oh no, I didn't think that was necessary. But it was. So I went back to do this. That's what I'm finishing up now. After enough time as an attorney, you understand why Lenin and Marx just started... Marx? I don't think Marx shot anyone. I don't think he did that. And as a matter of fact, I don't think he was in Russia in 1917. I believe he was long dead. He ran it back. Okay, that's fair. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Your Honor, bullshit. At the very least, there's one very large benefit you'd have reaped from all of this. No, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh! Oh, oh, oh. That's a good one. This is one of my favorite cases if you ignore the parts of it that aren't good. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yeah. He was gonna be made chief anyway. Fuck! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. Your Honor, this guy's clearly a sociopath. There, it's out in the open now. Aji, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? It's a dangerous game, updating your testimony against Phoenix Wright. wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. What if there was something in it for you? Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. There been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Your Honor, he was clearly in cahoots with Joe Dark. Who raises a kid to be tough on crime? Cops? I don't know. A victim and a good man. I don't know. Give me just a second here. Let me try. Sure, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. No, not at all. Not at all, man. Very well, I'll ask. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? I'm gonna guess Bruce Goodman, because he got killed for some reason. He clearly murdered this guy, but it had to, so I think it's this guy. Righto, my boy, the look on your face is almost enough to motivate even me to help. Oh, fuck. Hope you understand that's not a compliment. Chief Gant would have wanted something in return. Motherfucker. Okay, let me... let me try Lana, and if not, I have truly no idea. Pick Gant as the accomplice, that'd be funny. Is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Lana Skye. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye? The defendant? Well, you mean, yeah, but I'm honestly just saying that. I'm not... Like, it's the obvious answer. I just don't know what is in it for him, to be honest. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. I mean, yeah, I guess I could see that. But how would he profit from all this? Your Honor, I'm just saying shit. He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Oh, yeah, no, true. That does make sense now that... I mean, that's literally what he's doing. Currently and actively, so, yeah, that makes sense. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait. You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Unless... almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. He's threatening! He's clearly threatening us right now. That's... I don't know. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. The picture didn't have to be so homoerotic. Yes, it did. What? 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 Order, order. I said order. He did 4 orders that time. Mr. Wright, you can't be serious, huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. Judge hit his olds to accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible. No, it's not. I just did it. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier-to-understand language. Don't pass the buck onto Edgeworth. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good. Gulp. Chief Gant, can I ask you to put on this glove to see if it fits? I'm just merely saying that if the glove were to fit, I would have no choice but to not acquit. If the glove fits, you must convict. Where the fuck does the screwdriver come in? I gotta ask. I think this is as good a shot as any, but just to be safe. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but alright. Order. Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me. What did he mean by that? I can go to the bathroom anywhere I want. He just publicly docks the password of the chief of police. A guy in the audience gets up and sprints to the fucking police station. When you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone. As I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? Well, you see, your forehead started sweating and eyebrow twitching and fist shaking when I said that, so I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. Not really, but alright. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Shows proof that the victim went to meet with Chief Gant on that day. Well, you see... Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? You and I confused trial law with inquiry law? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait! The Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Don't give him ideas. Wait, hold on. Is this? Okay. Huh, weird. Anyway. I can't get over how orange this man is. There's a freaking Cheeto in the court, There's a freaking Cheeto in the prosecutor's office. You just admitted it, Your Honor. Get him. Sorry, but that's not possible. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Can't get over how blonde this bitch is. According to the record, your card was only used once, but you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, It would have been found on his body. What the fuck is he? What was that? It's freaking Cheeto in the police department, dude. Chief Gant, you didn't. The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body. He hit his olds. He fucking... Zeus! However, the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office over the ceremony. After the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. Do we think Gant could get it? Yes or no? Well, let's put it up to a vote. Would you let Gant hit? Well, let's let that run for 2 minutes. And all this time, I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. Pole looks like a penis. Pole looks like a penis. Why was Greg doing an anime villain monologue at you? Oh, he probably thought you were gonna make fun of him for being a Browns fan. Because he is a Browns fan, and the Browns are worse than the Bills. Poop fan. How could the chief move the body? Mr. Wright, show us the evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. I don't fucking know. Is Edgeworth's car an option? I mean, I assume she came over and stuffed it in his trunk or some shit. I don't know. Okay. Well, I see. Maybe I'll use this later to move your dead body, Mr. Wright. Huh? Oh, that wasn't it. I'll help you dispose. What? Oh, yeah, I guess that wouldn't work. Brother save. I saved, don't worry. I find cops sexually repulsive. No has won. Total proletarian victory. Objection. I've listened to at least 2 episodes of the podcast. Greggy says frequently that he's not particularly fond of the... Oh, no! Fuck off. No, no-uh, no-uh. Dude, no-uh. You almost got me. Re-downloading Twitter to cancel you. There's no way. There's no way he stuffed it in the urn, right? I'm gonna try it. Well, no, not it. I don't know. Strip of cloth? The urn does not fit. Why did you think that would work? I don't know! Did you try the glove? I guess I could try the glove. No, it's not the glove. He's wearing gloves. I'm actually kind of stumped on this one. What the hell did he use to move the damn body? I don't remember. It definitely doesn't help that I've been taking such big breaks in between streaming this game. I mean, surely not, right? That doesn't make sense. How would it be the Blue Badger? I'd have to try the cloth. He's pretending. I'm not pretending. Do 20. Oh, fuck me. I didn't even notice. Okay. Been a while. Did Gant tell you to present the cloth? You should make a channel points routine that plays a loud noise. That'd be scary, and I don't know how to set that up. It would be funny if just channel points redeems were just used to fucking torture me. Did I already present this? I did. Chat-controlled shock collar. Is the I'm sorry women hat gone? No, it's just in a box right now because I've been moving around and such. Don't have it with me right now. Anyway. I did already present the cloth, that's what I just did. The useless piece of evidence? Chimpanzee in a cage, and each chat point redeemed slightly loosens the cage's lock. I don't know. Screwdriver? I have been confused about the screwdriver the whole time. I am very fascinated to see where the hell he goes with this. Also, you're gonna get banned from the homophobes on Twitch for that masochist pride shirt. The Biffalo balls. That doesn't work at all. Anyway. What's that? A screwdriver? What does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted to keep it at the Oh, I do not remember that in the slightest. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office. Oh, yeah, I mean, he stuffed it in Edgeworth's car. And then he told him to drive it there. And then, okay, that makes sense. That was sort of what I was trying to do when I presented the photo of the car. I literally said, can I do a picture of Edgeworth's car? I just did not remember that he asked Edgeworth to take the fucking screwdriver back. Well, anyway. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. I mean, The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. How did he break into Edgeworth's car? Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk. Edgeworth driving a fucking corpse in his trunk, not noticing. Oh, the car feels a little heavy today. Probably nothing. Yeah, do you hear something thumping in the back? I don't know. What? It's like probably fine though. Arm hanging out of the back, like one of those like Like around Halloween when people like put the like fake arms hanging out their car trunks. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. Transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order, order, order. Free time. What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe... your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're gonna make it in time for the early bird special. You're just big and greedy. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? The police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. I mean, doesn't everyone have the right to avoid self-incrimination? Couldn't literally anybody do this? Do they not have the Fifth Amendment in Ace Attorney universe? Leia Remini Scientology show. There's a woman who smuggled herself out of a Scientologist compound by hiding in a visitor's trunk. What? I did not know that. Fuck no. Yeah, no, I guess not. I suppose it would make sense if that were not the case. Okay. What? That's not a right to be casually invoked. It's a mix of America and Japan or something. It's like America, but with all of the bad legal trappings of Japan. Except sometimes there's legal trappings of America as well. There are certain risks to be considered. So are you gonna just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, you think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, this game canonically takes place in California. But, like, is that just the localization, or is that the original game? I mentioned that to say I think someone could drive around with a corpse in their trunk without it. Yeah, probably. Whether or not it's genuinely meant to be commentary, it's sort of up in the air, IMO, but it functions as one. I think localization. It's Japan and California. I'm choosing to believe that the Ace Attorney English language localization of, you know, this game takes place in a world where World War II was not ended by the atomic bomb, and Japan did way better for some reason, and actually ended up not only taking Hawaii, but California as well, under their control. Thus, Japanifornia. The war still ended more or less the same way, it's just that Japan also forced America to cede California in order to surrender. No, they just took California only and didn't give it back even after the war. Your Honor? Do you have any concrete proof? Hearts of Iron 4 land crab? Yes, exactly. Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye to dispose of his body? Do I have any concrete proof? Yeah, fuck it, I got proof. I can't let him just squirm his way out of this jam. Ah, well, nonetheless. I've got to keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor. I do have such evidence. Then please hurry up and present it. Just remember, it better prove Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. Well, let's not use such strong words. Also, you're supposed to say no. Love when he lies. Rihanna voice, love the way that you lie. Love the way you lie, rather, is what she said. I'm gonna say strip a cloth and fuck it. So, what exactly is this evidence? It's proof as to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate the chief's guilt. I'll let you be the judge. But I am the judge. Oh, right. Well, what do you think, Your Honor? What I think, Mr. Wright, is that I'm gonna be late for my meal. Okay, guess not. Please, Your Honor, give me just a little longer to consider. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. So, fuck. Your Honor? Oh. I have no proof yet. No use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. Because I just tried it. You were supposed to say no? Well, I don't know that. Sometimes you just have to lie in this game. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, Yaji? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? I don't gamble unless the stakes are high. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Yaji, I'll leave the rest to you. Don't let him leave. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to the senior officer in our nation's law... to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency. Wah! Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth? What do you mean? Oh, they just did some ludonarrative dissonant shit to me. They brought up the exclamation marks like I was about to get owned, and then it didn't happen. They're doing ludonarrative, dude. I'm using that word vaguely correctly anyway. There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial, and we haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth, another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. Girl, that's ludonarrative cohesion. Oh yeah, I guess it would be more cohesive than dissonant. I don't know. Some bullshit. It's ludonarrative. But Chief Gant hasn't... Yeah, okay. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Right? Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth. You can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth... the lunch lady! The defendant, Miss Lana Skye? You need Emma to testify. Well, I don't know. How would Emma... It was very clearly pointing towards Lana. She might not be willing to tell the truth, he said. And Emma is, like, in shock. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Well, it seems to be pushing the story forward, so... Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on! Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claim, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Man, shut the fuck up. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet. Which could mean nothing. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Like, is the judge just pretending to not notice that he's actively blackmailing her in the middle of the whole court? Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Ah, don't worry, I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? We gotta win this fucking case, so I gotta get him out of here. Sure, I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. Can he say that? Could he mean... Maya? It's been so long since we've seen Maya. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again, the old rascal. Wriggle his way out of this jam. How does he always... Fuck. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. This game is actually anti-Fifth Amendment. Settle down, right? Remember what the judge said? It's not a right to be casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered. Such as what? Risks. What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. I mean, he forfeits his right to say anything, too. He forfeits his right to say anything, too? Oh. Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. Oh, no, don't be. It was the truth. I murdered him. I wanted to. I was good at it. You know, it's funny. I almost feel good that I killed him. Relieved? I did it for me, Mr. Right. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me? Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean, dumbass? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Society. You know, Emma, we live in a little something that I like to call society. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Emma, why don't you wait? Nope, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, right? It's time to end this. To be continued. A lot of save points in this case, which I guess is fair, because it's very high stakes for someone who, well, doesn't have the tools at my disposal. Being that I'm so smart. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Is Phoenix already a dad at this point in the lore? No, he adopts the daughter. He doesn't give birth. Remember when Phoenix gets hit over the head with an extinguisher in the next case? That's, yeah, he gives birth after he gets fired from his job as an attorney. Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Yeah, of course. The truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Lana's face is so fucking funny. It's so blurry and guilty looking. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana? Del Rey? If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. He can't even fight back anymore. He waived his right to testify, bro. Just snitch on him. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own... Well, he didn't even say that out loud. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's holding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Jesus. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Lana was unfortunately born without a spine. No, you didn't. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Chief Gant and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why there's no truth to the blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Skye. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... notice she didn't say if she did it after death or not, though. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Zootopia abortion comic, but it's right in Edgeworth. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. Well, that's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife, wait. Yeah, okay. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor with a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me? You're not doing a very good job at it. Damn. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. I broke the tip off of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's and then you moved the body? What? But why? Why would you do that? You, of all people, should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad. But maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Yeah, wait, why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Well, let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Skye moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. How so? He's so infertile to me? That's insane to say. Pieces of the jar, you mean... Yes, that wretched jar Mr. Wright showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. What? Doesn't make any sense. When you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed, but I have a feeling there's more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Shit, I know she's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I know. She's making a lot of really dumb lies. Miss Skye, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been useless. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "Pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. You have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have yet been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Maybe he was just, like, really careful about it, though. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. You may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. What? You mean you were the one who wiped away this message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Bro! But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. Exactly, let him know. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe that you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would've. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? Seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. Her story's just not making any sense. How could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. The detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Then why didn't you see the... Oh my god, dude. Even I carry my bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. Never miss anything. I got every last piece. You just said you missed it! All I could think about was wiping them clean before they got discovered. But why? So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. This is like rotting my brain. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. No, there's not. She's getting sentenced to death. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister was really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. I'm confused. This is a taking months to play a case moment. It might be, because I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Just start presenting shit. You didn't really do a good job of wiping it away, did you? What that works. I don't know. I'm a little confused as to where this is going. Because her testimony is confusing in the first place. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. Oh. Yeah, okay, no. I got confused because I thought she saw that that Emma had been written on it. And that's why she wiped it away. So I was like, what the fuck argument is she making? But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Interesting. Why? I don't get it. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may be well, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that? Objection, Your Honor. Shut the fuck up. When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar, right? Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying that this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? If Ace Attorney was PG-13, where would you put the one fuck? I don't know, actually. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived to the... Have Von Karma drop it when Larry interrupts at the end. Yeah, that would be good, actually. I don't remember much about this game. At least not specifics. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication? But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark. Wait. So Dark actually did kill him, but then Gant showed up and made it look like Emma killed him so that she would cover up the crime so that he could be her puppet in the prosecutor's office. What the fuck? Gant killed him? I guess, but why? Sparing Emma, and here is the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Lover's quarrel? I killed him. No, I did on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem like the type who likes to twist the truth. Man, fuck you. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana, maybe Wright after all. What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of the prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will... I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time. Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it, but if all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor's sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright surely does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright, please present this picture. I didn't get a picture! Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Oh. Hey, there's a picture here. Do you think Gant is listening to this on the radio while he's at Buffalo Wild Wings? His dumbass didn't open the book. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene? This is kind of a lot for an E game. There's blood coming out of his mouth and shit. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. That's because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged the scene. It's not E, is it? Hold on, what was... ESRB rating. Oh, it's rated T for teen because of the blood. Huh. Interesting. Wait until you see the sex minigame later in the series? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? What? That is not true. Doing the 3D rotation screen to Edgeworth's penis. Exactly. Okay. That's because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged the scene. Lana's picture inserted into the court record. Okay. Mr. Wright, that piece cut out from the vest. Could that be? Cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. Pussy. Clicking on his circumcision scar and it makes the detail found jingle. It's a handprint. Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're not a dry jacker. Because of this evidence that clearly shows you have a circumcision scar. And it starts playing this music. What? What? Of course I'm a dry jacker. I don't even own a bottle of lotion. That cloth that had fingerprints on it. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay.
/join.
What does that mean? Wrong command. Oh, you mean like the Discord? This one, perhaps? Join the GRS orgy? No, I typoed. Oh, I don't know. Ape? Subbed for penis talk, though. You know, every time I talk about penis, I get a subscriber. John. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Hold it! I didn't know you could... He can't do that. He can't interrupt my cross-examination. I didn't even get to click check. They're doing ludonarrative shit to me again. Come now, Aji. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant, what, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined testimony. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be the risk the judge was talking about. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So then, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Nope. Yes, Your Honor. I do have further evidence. Alright, the time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the Chief's. Well, let's see its conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. That's a piece of leather clothing? Yes, most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it. Shut the fuck up, Edwards. Shut the fuck up. Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. What? Whose fingerprints are on this? I'm sure Righto has checked, haven't you? Well, whose are they? They're Miss Sky's. Emma Sky's. What? They're mine? So I really did do it. See, I told you it was conclusive. But this was found in your safe. That means it's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. Do you really expect me to believe that? But give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death. No. It appears we have our killer. No. Nuh-uh. Did I fuck up? Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana was... What? No! I'm supposed to lie? I feel like you could still... Son of a bitch. No, god damn it. I don't know. Sometimes you just have to trust the process. How are you gonna run that back? I have to lie? Jesus Christ. I wish I could fast forward this shit. I wonder if I can. Hold on a second. Emulation settings. I mean, not something else. Trust the criminal justice system. I did not say that. Son of a bitch. Okay, whatever. Imagine if you were playing this on a different DS and had to start over from the start of the case. Damn. I fucked up. You're supposed to say that you don't have evidence and Gant is gonna run his mouth. I mean, I know that now, but I didn't think I could just lie. I don't know, I'll be honest. Dude, this is life or death. Lie. Okay. Damn it, which one was I supposed to press on again? Unlike the real California, this state still carries out executions. Son of a bitch. Gotta sit through all this nonsense again. Imagine how many times we would have actually had to restart and go through all this dialogue again. That was, well, you know. Sorry, just bear with me for a moment while I get back to where I was. I swear to God, there's got to be like a... Is there not like a speed up option? Oh my god, wait, I think there is. No way! I didn't know I could speed it up! He's slapping the shit out of that paper. Phoenix after getting prescribed Adderall. Do I just present the jar again? I don't remember what I did here. Yeah, okay. He moving fast as fuck. The jar looks like the female reproductive system. I guess a little bit, yeah. Okay. Well, thankfully, imagine how long this would have taken if I didn't find the fast forward button. It's just funny. Wait! No! Fuck! I accidentally. Oh, I fast forwarded too much! Oh. Yes! Oh, saved! Saved it! Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? Well, it looks like part of it's been cut off for some reason. What a weird little trick that they expect you to go through. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means you, the chief of police, concealing evidence. This is gonna be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Oopsies. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Mr. Wright. Or rather, he said righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as a murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. Nope, don't care. You mean you admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control What? He's just gonna admit to that? Okay. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, then when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Skye. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When we rearranged the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. I did this before Lana arrived at the scene. 2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that a little girl committed. I read that wrong, but whatever. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? Who do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make the police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. No, not really. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. The DMs, I didn't actually do it, I was doing a bit. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too? Ho ho ho. Because you're a fucking coward, my liege? No, it's... We're gonna kill Greg. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. 11 viewers. The community loves Ace Attorney. Greg, I don't know how to tell you this, but Twitch cracked down on embeds even further. So, they work even less now. This is probably just the same amount of viewers we always have. It's just it's actually 13 people. That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? Show hole, I bet it goes up to 17. Not true. Will not happen. That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. The coward save. I'm not making that mistake again. Present evidence law? Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime... You did that after I clicked on it! On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Also, you don't spoil nothing for me. I can figure it out on my own. I'm gonna fucking kill Greg. At last, you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that immediately be sent to lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. I'm not... Greg, we're gonna kill you. You mean it could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Oh. You're as slow on the uptake as... You're as slow as ever, Worthy! What? Think about it. Raito had all this time to present this evidence. Why is Streamer arguing with himself? Because Greg refuses to make his own Twitch account and just logs into the pod account while I'm streaming to make it look like I'm talking to myself. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person whom these fingerprints belong to are... Take that, Emma. What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma, but why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh. You're really something, Raito. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me? So it's true. Tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you, you monster? Miss Skye, you knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Skye, it's not over yet. It's never Jover. We're so back, in fact. I said this trial isn't over yet. But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Well, that's a little loaded, but not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposefully concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. I know he's racist as fuck. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? I'm gonna just start staring at motherfuckers. Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, this is where you know Shu Takumi was watching Columbo. One little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? Just one more thing. What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Skye, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? Contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? This really is very reminiscent of the first Columbo episode. The villain in that episode is very Gant-like. I've never watched the first episode of Columbo. The only episodes of Columbo or Matlock or Murder, She Wrote I've watched are when my grandma watches them in the kitchen every morning. In fact, the last time I saw part of an episode of Columbo, he was waking up in a weird, gigantic mansion that looked like a chessboard. It was really freaky and scary. I didn't know they had they were doing artsy shit in Columbo like that. I should watch Columbo. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start watching Columbo. Girl that was Twin Peaks. No, he was... I remember now. He was in a military academy. Hold on. Columbo Military Academy. I think it's... Okay, according... Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm dead serious. Look at how, like, freaky and artsy this looks. Like, I thought I was hallucinating at first. This is not Twin Peaks. By dawn's early light. It had this shot with a single trumpet player standing in the middle of the courtyard playing silently. Like, that does kind of look like some Twin Peaks shit. like what? This episode took place in South Carolina, apparently. I should get really into watching, like, Columbo and Matlock, actually. I'm honestly really surprised that Shu Takumi didn't list Matlock as an inspiration for Ace Attorney, because I'm pretty sure I was watching an episode with my grandma, and there was, like... Oh, yeah, they did the, like... My defendant has multiple personalities and killed someone while in the other personality plotline. I was like, oh, that's that one Ace Attorney case. And also, Matlock is a defense attorney who also finds evidence like a detective. I don't think he does contradictions, though. I don't think that... I think that's... I think the reason why he listed Columbo and not Matlock as an inspiration for Ace Attorney is because Columbo does that. And one more thing. Haven't seen that. I don't know. It was... Yeah, I don't know. I've got a weird amount of Matlock and Columbo knowledge now that I've been hanging out with my grandma. She watches nothing but the Hallmark Mystery Channel. Which is beast mode, frankly, but anyways. I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. I don't know. Wait a minute. The blood splattered on his undershirt. What exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. Smart streamer! Smart streamer! See where this piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all that blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth... Wait. There's no blood on it. Take a good look, you sorry son of a bitch. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on the cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword. Oh, no, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. Then he broke the jar on purpose to leave behind a clue. Make Lana believe her sister did it. remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? I knew she was not throwing that guy into a spike pit from the very start. Honestly, yeah, that does seem kind of far-fetched. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. Fuck! He's shooting lightning bolts. Nah, you're finished, buddy. Oh god, he's gone flat. He's gone soft. Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute them? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Sopping. American Psycho, but it's wet. Order, what nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Aji? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to provide evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Did you actually think you could best me in court? Looks like the last laugh's on you, son. This guy's like Senator Armstrong. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? Just to make sure. I did not. Certainly, I refused to present evidence at one point. So the evidence is illegal. Ah, au contraire. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved in presenting evidence. No, Hachi, don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a coward. You can't let him. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. And is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let's settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, do so now. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law. Gulp! Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture, and... Sorry, but can you recall? When was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. Well, he's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. There's only one person who that could be. Just saying. Damon Gant, the killer was you. Oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? He's doing frame perfect clapping. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. Not good for nothing scum. For 2 years you've been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. You gotta help me. Truth Nuke? Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he had to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He told me to open up the evidence room and take it out. It's not too late. I'll hand this to Marshall. Well, to be honest, I was a little panicked too. Had a bad feeling about it, but I never knew it would come to this. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. It would only increase the amount of blood, and you couldn't finish what you started. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I was wiping it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my mistake. Detective Gumshoe's bloody handprint. He used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. And you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, we couldn't think of any other way to move the body. We broke the trunk, but what's the big deal? You pull down a lot more than us detectives. What the fuck? What does this have to do with anything? You're horrible. How could you get Miss Sky involved in all this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker? I feel bad for having to do it. I couldn't sit around and pick and choose what to take. Well, you left the jar fragment in gloves. Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. Why did you kill the other guy in the first place? They all did their best to get in my way. I gotta hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy. What are you doing in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same. To blackmail Lana and control the whole justice system in the district. That's such a convoluted way to blackmail someone. I guess. I can feel it. You and me. We're the see. He is Senator Armstrong. He's Senator. That's what I said. One day you'll understand. If you want to take them on alone, you'll figure out what's needed. Take who on alone? Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. No, Udgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here, and Worthy. With these two around, can't go wrong. You see, if I listen carefully, I can hear it right now. The sound of a new beginning. Bro, what? You killed several people. And then Edgeworth died. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Skye, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Skye, I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. Me? I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. No, a few years from now, he's getting fired from his job, and he's becoming a pianist. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Skye? And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. He spent the past 3 nights like with a gun in his mouth, like, ooh. Gumshoe's digging fish bones into a garbage can behind the courthouse right now. Yeah, they're still not going to increase his salary. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it! I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Ah, yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned. Okay. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? me when I'm a character in Uma Musume. I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Oh, no, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. Can see why Mia... It's not what she said, but alright. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Hate her sunglasses. Well, you see, she has pink sunglasses, and this is to contrast with Damon Gant's also pink sunglasses. What it means, I'm not really sure, but they're two sides of the same coin, question mark? I don't know, man. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Yeah, we already read this. See, they're charming on her, but they're evil on him. Much to be said. What are those things of which there are much of? I'm not sure. Don't they give her night vision or something? I don't know. They do something. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me. Damn. Hope I'm not interrupting anything. You are. Continue, though. Men who wear pink are evil. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Ah, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run all around while on duty, and to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Are they trying to give me deja vu on purpose? Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana. Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I did it for me. I was good at it. I liked it. Austin is like the white Germa. True. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. Scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were doing it for me. No? Huh? I turned my back on you that day, and hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have anything to apologize for. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back, and now you have. Oh, Emma. Yippee! Yay! Yippee! What was with the cut on her hand, though? Was that a detail I forgot from, like, 3 months ago? If Phoenix doing a narrator voice, no one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our path. And once we've found our path, we can move on from our past mistakes toward a brighter future. At least, that's what I felt, looking at those two sisters make up. Yippee! 25 years, no chance of parole. This is the ending of Better Call Saul. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. He's been hiding behind a perfectly Edgeworth-shaped lamp. I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. Exclamation mark? We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. ... It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't change my own mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day, you'll understand, if you want to take them on alone. You'll figure out what's needed. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. It's scary, but I've been thinking the same thing for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime alone, one needs a weapon. That may be right, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to do this on our own? Been able to find on our own. She's low-key Fujoshiing, right? She's Fujoing out right now. What am I supposed to present here? What, this? It might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Huh? Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to look— Fuck! Hold on. What did he give me something? Was it the screwdriver? It was the evidence list? Oh, maybe. That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth! What will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, what happened in this trial can either make or break you as a prosecutor. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? What do I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be getting back to... Okay, I'll come visit you in prison. It seems we both still have a lot to learn. Here, this is a little something for you. Edgeworth driving away in his gay little car that has a broken trunk and splattered in blood. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis, I will. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. He wants you all to call him YVG Austin. Young, bisexual, and gifted. What is it, detective? Do you have that one pic loaded the entire time every stream? What pic? No way Edgeworth is not bouncing on it. There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this, but I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Shit. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll be footing the bill. What? Huh? Well, you think I could afford that with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. What? Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Since we're all here, why don't we all go together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys, let's go. Wait, shit. How do I... What's the button again? Hold on a second. Fuck. Let's go save Ace Attorney 2! Oh shit, I'm supposed to scream objection. Fuck. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, it's that one. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. Oh my god, wait, I can do like a line? Oh, what the hell? Oh, no. Oh, okay. Well, we snorting straight Lana. Takeshi whatever. Kazunori. Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation at the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easy. Post-credit scene where Mo the Clown steps in like Thanos. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm gonna make detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. That's a picture of him hanging himself in the closet later. Now back to Apollo and Trucy's fuck around and find out adventures. Not tonight, though. Is that all he has to say? What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Why'd he get arrested again? It's Ram Ranch. Oh, booby lady, booby lady, booby lady. The Right Way Lunch. Hi, Angel, call me. He got arrested for being in a marabou. Some crimes are probably... Brandon Gay! A guy named Gay localized this. I never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he'd been doing something for, how many years? Well, anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I better be, well, you know, huh? He's doing a Joe Biden. Nothing soothes the soul like a fresh country air. Sometimes I do miss hearing Nick and his objections. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Afternoon training's about to begin! I'm coming. Well, see you around, Nick. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. Question mark? What's going on? Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Why is everyone always going to fucking Europe in these games? I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Well, that's cute. The end. Hitting the aye, sir. All right. Well, it's about time I get hitting the hay, you know? Well, thanks everyone for coming out to my stream. Don't know. I think I might be able to pull something off Wednesday, but that would be the last time I stream until I move back. But fear not, I move back to North Carolina September 6th/7th. Probably the 6th. And I'll start streaming again there. And I'll have my own place. Kind of. Anyways. I won't be in my uncle's basement, so I can stream pretty much as I want, so. Hey, bisexual? What? Come do magic hour? It's magic hour? Brother, I've got work in, like, 7 hours. I've got to be up for work in 7 hours. I don't have time for magic hour. Do you hear me? Work is for liberals? Well, maybe. Do connections? Javdal? What is a Javdal? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think I want to do that. Does Greg know Austin has to commute home from stream? Yes, he does. This is crazy. Which has more likes? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Who the fuck put you guys onto this? Is this in the Daily Games channel? Which has more likes? This regular woman laid a fart, or is she flashing her unguarded nipples through her see-through outfits at me on purpose? I work part-time at a convenience store, and late at night, these ladies who live in the neighborhood walk into the store dressed pretty casually. They usually come in without their bras on. No. Come on. Endless megaton fuck of the incontinent fatso. Yes. Yes, dude. Holy shit. The huge tits that make cowards of men. My workplace is a hotbed of sexual harassment. Jesus Christ. Men and women who are friends give each other. No, they don't. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Oh, come on. It's like I have like a magnet in my head that points me in the exact wrong direction every single time. Don't worry, ma'am. We're only filming your ass. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Fake jerker detected. You need to tap into more No, I don't. That's not true. He's pretending. I'm not pretending. How would I know any of this? Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye.